Welcome to the Dragon's Den. My name is Leo Drake and thank you for spending part of your day with me. Please consider subscribing as it is free and only takes one click of your finger. If you enjoy the video, click the like button and ring the notification bell to be notified when I post a new video. In this video we are reviewing the film Edward Scissorhands. I will be discussing the movie during this video, so consider this your one and only spoiler warning. So let's get to it.
So, I love that Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands from 1990 is directed by Tim Burton. Avon Lady Peg discovers Edward, played by Johnny Depp, in a castle high on the top of a hill overlooking a perfect suburban town, which is quintessential Tim Burton. How many films have an Avon lady? I think they may be rarer than artificial men with scissors instead of hands. Edward, created by an inventor who died before finishing him.
I'm not finished.
Peg takes Edward home with her and immediately the other housewives are on the phone and gossiping about the new man in town. Edward struggles to fit in as his hands won't hold cutlery or open doorknobs. However, he is skilled at topiary, hedge trimming, dog grooming and hair cutting.
That was the single most thrilling experience of my whole life.
Edward starts to be accepted and becomes a minor celebrity for his eccentricities. Peg and Bill's son Kevin even takes Edward to show and tell at school where he performs origami for the class's entertainment. Their daughter Kim, played by Winona Ryder, returns home from camping with her boyfriend Jim and is scared to find Edward in her bedroom. I like Tim Burton's depiction of American suburbia in this film, especially when all the men go to work at the same time and all the cars leave the street in a line. Of course it is a general characterization, but I believe that was Burton's original plan. Edward is able to open locks with his scissor hands, and the local youths exploit this despite Kim's protestations to break and enter. Edward is arrested while the others flee. I enjoyed Johnny Depp's performance in this film, especially when the character becomes frustrated. There is a lot of naivety about Edward, but there is also a hint of darkness. At the family's annual Christmas party, Edward accidentally cuts Kim while working on an ice sculpture after being surprised by Jim, who seizes the opportunity to send Edward away. Kim breaks up with Jim, who blames Edward for coming between them. Peg and Bill go out looking for Edward, leaving Kim at home in case he returns. When Edward arrives home, he shares a tender moment with Kim until Edward sees Kevin walking home and a vehicle driven by Jim's drunken friend heading towards the young boy. Edward saves Kevin from the vehicle but cuts him, and the situation is misinterpreted by the frightened neighbours. Edward is forced out by the community. Kim goes to the castle where she finds Edward. However, Jim has followed her and confronts Edward before being thrown out of a window. Kim tells the community both Jim and Edward are dead. I like the way Edward's scissors are said to be so sharp. They often cut his own face or others who get too close. It is a clever way of discussing how foreigners or outsiders are perceived to be additionally dangerous by a community and the challenges this can cause. The film is a fairy tale with an element of Beauty and the Beast. One small criticism I have is the love story between Edward and Kim at the end of this movie feels a little forced. It isn't really a love story. I'm not always the biggest Tim Burton fan, and for those who don't appreciate his unique direction, this movie is probably not for you. Overall though, I enjoyed this quirky movie and think it is one of Tim Burton's better films. I give Edward Scissorhands 3.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you for watching. Let me know your favourite Tim Burton movie in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, give it a like and share it. I'm looking to post a new video every Monday, so be sure to come back for that. and click the link on screen to watch another of my videos. Until next time, hoorah!